to the personnel that you had at the time? Because obviously that wasn't what you went in August thinking you were going to have.
Yeah, we were lost 1, 2, lost 3 at a point. 4 also got hurt. You know, we ended up having to play 5 guys there and starting 5 for a couple of games. I think the biggest thing is everybody knows the detrimental situation. I think the first thing is, you know, don't waste time doing something that's not constructive. You know, complaining about it, being upset about it, that's not going to help you. You know, and like every bad situation, there's only one way to get out of it, and that's put your head down, put one foot in front of the other, and go forward and find a way. You know, and so all that last year was really tough, especially when you've got a really good group of skilled kids. You got a great wide out,
right?
You know, and it's kind of hard to get those guys the ball. You know, and just trying to be creative and finding ways to get those guys the ball. And I think it's more of a mentality than anything else. It's the next guy up, it's the hand we've been dealt, and go fix it, go handle it.
Can you apply some of that to this team this season with what's going on with the offensive line as far as injuries? And
it's the exact same thing. Nobody cares. You know, my dad told me when I was a little kid, and it was probably the truest thing I've ever been told in my life, is no one cares about your problems, and most are glad you have them. Everybody we play against is glad that we have problems. Okay? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your problems. You know, our fans don't care who's up there. You know, we don't care who's up there. We got to go find a way to give ourselves a chance to win a football game and execute the high level.
We hear, you know, maybe run 2 tight ends, try to move the pocket around. I mean, it's easy to say that, but is that something you can install on the fly?
Yeah, I mean, we are where we are, and we've got to go find a way. And there's no idea, there's nothing that's off the table. I mean, if we have to come out in the wishbone, if I got to go get Coach's Choice tape from Darryl Royal, and we got to come out in the wishbone to go win a football game, that's what we'll do. Now, do we feel like we have to do that right now? Maybe not. Okay, but whatever it takes for us to help keep our guy clean, all right, to protect him and to give him a chance to go do what he does best, to get our run game going. Again, whatever it takes for us to get that done, that's what we got to do.
You guys have been working on that you liked in the offseason that you haven't got to deploy?
We haven't been able to get to plenty of things, you know, but I think that's every offense in the country. You've kind of got a library that you work on, and you take a little bit each week. You know, what can your kids handle? Yeah, that's another tough thing. Is in year one, it's kind of hard to go deep into your library just because, you know, they're not as comfortable yet. You know, but moving forward, I think you'll have to see us, you know, be a little bit more creative in how we, you know, get first down, stay on the field, and really at the end of the day, you know, protect the quarterback, protect the run game.
Coach Tiger mentioned yesterday the priority of getting the running game going. You mentioned, is there something you guys can do, or is it just a matter of you guys executing better?
Well, there's a few things. Number one, I think you've really got to find out what we do well with the personnel in place, you know, and making sure that we're giving our personnel the best chance to be successful. No matter who's up there, no matter the circumstance, no matter what, we got to make sure we're putting those kids in a position to be successful. And then whatever we choose that to be, we got to go execute that at a high level, and that's why practice is so important today. You know, we've got to have a great practice. We had a good meeting this morning. We got to have a good walkthrough. We got to have a good practice, and we got to do that over and over and over again. So hopefully we can get those results on Saturday. I'm going to go back to this again, and I've said this probably in the fall camp press conference when everybody was all excited. Is our head football coach is as good with the kids as any coach I've ever been around in our life. You know, again, he can be as firm and as aggressive as any coach on the planet, and somehow, some way, you feel good about it. You know, and I think it's been amazing how our kids have responded. Are they happy? Absolutely not. There are a lot of people in this building not sleeping very well? Absolutely. There are a lot of hours being put in, win or lose. You know, I mean, preparation don't change. It's a lot of work. You know, but how those guys responded on Sunday's practice and the practice I think we're fixing to have, I think we'll all be pretty pleasantly surprised.
Do you have to sacrifice scheme at some point just to try to move the ball, create momentum?
We got to do whatever it takes to move the ball. And again, like I said, if we got to run the wishbone to do it, we'll do it. You know, but again, there's a framework of what can we be good at. You know, and we really, with our personnel, we got to find a way to make sure we're putting those kids in a position to be successful.
Is it tough to balance doing that in the short term compared to the long term effort of trying to implement?
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, that's part of it. You can't lose sight and you can't lose vision of what we want this to be. You know, you can't throw it all out, you know, for what's coming. I mean, Coach Taggart has an incredible history of scoring points at a really high rate. You don't just forget how to do that. And I think, again, it's not just him. It's every coach on the staff. It's every player. We've all got to do a better job making sure that we get the end result that we want.
You see something like you guys will hit big gains, and then a few times it'll be a penalty flag or a misassignment or something. I mean, I'm sure it drives you crazy when you get like the procedural penalties, but are you also seeing like, it's there? I mean, it's not like
Yeah. And that's the hard part, and that's what makes good football teams. The ability to get all 11 guys to do their job at a high rate. Play after play after play after play, and that's what we're not getting right now. And again, that's why we're here. We're here to go to work, go get better.
Looking ahead to Northern Illinois a little bit, how can you guys contain Sutton Smith, and what have you seen from their defense overall?
Yeah, and again, they're simple, they're really sound, they play incredibly hard, and they tackle really well in space. They do a great job coaching those kids. I think from Sutton Smith, not only is he a really good athlete, but he also is a guy that plays with incredible effort. It'd be, if you really went back and studied it, how many of the sacks and TFLs from the previous year and this year came off second and third effort. He just plays incredibly hard. We've got to do a good job making sure that we know where he is, not only in the throw game, but in the run game, who we're reading, how we're reading him, taking care of him.